Ellen Pompeo's first show after Grey's Anatomy is now streaming, and it puts a twist on this 16-year-old horror movie. Ellen Pompeo steps into unfamiliar territory with her new dramatic role in Good American Family, offering a departure from her lovable Grey's Anatomy character and harkening back to a 2009 horror classic. Hulu's new true crime series After the Act, The Girl from Plainville and Candy, adapts the real-life case of Natalia Grace, a girl with dwarfism who was accused of lying about her age by her adoptive parents. Leading Good American Family's cast, Pompeo plays Christine Barnett, who goes from model mother to questionable caregiver, as she is relentless in her efforts to find out the truth. On the brink of Grey's Anatomy Season 22 confirmation, and amid hints of her return, the actress' limited series presents the perfect opportunity to spice up her acting career without committing to another long-term role. Good American Family's first 2 episodes can now be streamed on Hulu, offering an exciting watch for both true crime enthusiasts and Pompeo fans. Best known as the beloved Meredith Grey, Pompeo takes a risky leap into a villainous role that challenges perceptions, in a project that puts a spin on the real case and the 2009 film that preceded it. Ellen Pompeo's first TV role after Grey's Anatomy ends her exclusive run with the show, where she starred for 18 seasons and made cameos in 3 more. In A Good American Family, she portrays a Midwestern wife and devoted mother who believes she was put on this earth to build a world where all kids can feel safe. At first glance, Christine Barnett appears to share Meredith's caring nature and sharp observational skills. However, if the limited series title is any indication, the so-called Good American Family at its center may not be as good as it seems. Pompeo discussed the challenges of going from being the face of one of the best medical dramas to jumping to a true crime drama, especially as her new character is widely viewed as the villain of the real story. She admitted, "I have a lot to prove," via Vanity Fair. The actress also spoke of the struggles to honor her character's motivations while trying to avoid relying on real-life references. It's undoubtedly a bold move, marking a significant departure from the chaotic and intelligent Meredith Grey, who's so beloved by Pompeo's fans. Good American Family's similarities to the 2009 horror hit Orphan are striking, which could lead audiences to draw mistaken assumptions. Though different in genre, the narratives follow an American family who adopts a European girl with dwarfism, only to suspect she is actually an adult woman posing as a child. Albeit some key differences, such as the number of biological children the families have, 3 boys versus 1 girl and 1 boy, and their reasons for adopting, desire to do good versus grief. Both sets of parents eventually fear this new family member threatens their lives. Inspired by the real-life 2019 case of Natalia Grace, Good American Family sees the Barnetts subject their adopted daughter to medical tests as they fight to have her legal age changed before abandoning her. While it might seem Orphan took inspiration from the 2010 events, exaggerating them by making the child a serial killer, the reality is quite the opposite. Natalia Grace herself has claimed her adoptive mother was influenced by the horror film, using it to sustain her suspicions and allegations that she was lying and threatening to harm her family. After nearly 2 decades as Meredith Grey, Ellen Pompeo is officially turning the page. Her next act, a psychological thriller series that reimagines the 2009 horror cult classic The Uninvited, and it's already making waves on streaming. A chilling reinvention begins. Titled The Revisit, the show is a dark, cerebral reworking of The Uninvited, the ghostly thriller that itself was a remake of a South Korean horror film, A Tale of Two Sisters, but where the original leaned heavily into jump scares and psychological confusion. Pompeo's new series elevates the material into an elegant, slow-burning character study, all while retaining the unsettling core that made the film unforgettable. Streaming now on Hulu, The Revisit spans 8 gripping episodes that examine grief, trauma, and the untrustworthiness of memory. With Pompeo at its emotional center, she plays Dr. Evelyn Ray, a former psychiatrist who retreats to a secluded coastal mansion after the sudden death of her estranged daughter. The catch: it's the same house where her daughter once accused Evelyn of unspeakable things. From operating room to haunted past. This role marks a radical departure for Pompeo. Best known for her 19-year run on Grey's Anatomy, her portrayal of Meredith Grey became iconic, a blend of grit, vulnerability, and romantic angst set against Seattle's ever-reigning skyline. But the revisit trades stethoscopes and scrubs for flickering candlelight and long, silent hallways. In the revisit, Pompeo's Dr. Evelyn Ray isn't a woman saving lives. She's a woman trying to salvage her own, from guilt, memory, and a history that refuses to stay buried. As the series unfolds, Evelyn begins to suspect her daughter's death wasn't suicide, and may have roots in the twisted events of her childhood. And what begins as a grieving mother's search for truth spirals into a disorienting descent into a house where reality bends and the past replays itself, but not quite the same way each time. A reinvention fueled by creative freedom. Pompeo also executive produces the show, and her fingerprints are all over the sophisticated tone. Gone are the glossy melodramatics of network television. In their place is a noir-tinged, slow-burning psychological labyrinth reminiscent of Sharp Objects or The Haunting of Hill House. "This project let me explore the shadows," Pompeo said in a recent interview. "It's not about saving someone else this time. It's about surviving yourself." The series blends genre with arthouse aesthetics. Directed by indie darling Karen Kusama, The Invitation, Destroyer. Each episode drips with tension and dread. Long silences, fractured flashbacks, symbolism-heavy dream sequences. It's a far cry from Shonda Rhimes' whip-smart dialogue and snappy pacing. And that's precisely what Pompeo wanted. "This was about liberation," she said. "I'd played Meredith Grey longer than some marriages last. I wanted something that scared me, something messy, something uncertain." Nods to the past, with a modern update. While the show is a spiritual successor to The Uninvited, it avoids being a scene-for-scene remake. Instead, it lifts the core concept: a young woman returning to a house after a tragedy, only to question her own memories and sanity, and flips it. In the original film, the protagonist was a teenager recovering from a suicide attempt, haunted by visions of her dead mother. In the revisit, Pompeo's Evelyn is the mother, older, broken, and desperate to rewrite the narrative before her own mind betrays her. It's an age flip that adds gravitas to the story and grounds it in a rarely explored emotional terrain: parental guilt. What happens when a parent's choices, good intentions and all, warp into nightmares? When love curdles into suspicion? And fans of the original will find sly nods: the red hair ribbon on the staircase, the broken clock that chimes only at midnight, the greenhouse out back. But everything is deeper now, more psychological. Instead of ghosts leaping out from behind doors, the revisit asks, what if the real horror is that you were the monster all along? A supporting cast that shines. Pompeo is surrounded by a cast that matches her intensity. Up-and-comer Odessa Yum, Shirley, the staircase, plays Ray's daughter in flashbacks, offering a haunting counterpoint to Pompeo's grounded grief. Brian Tyree Henry, Atlanta Bullet Train, plays the family lawyer with secrets of his own.